Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Shred Bikes and Pet Kitties. Today I'm going to be reviewing a trail called Ridgeline. It's at Whitworth University. I'll timestamp this video if you want to just skip ahead. It's going to take me about 5 minutes to get there. But if you'd like to hang around, I'd be happy to have you. So, Shred Bike Pet Kitties. Why am I doing this? Why do I have the channel? What's the deal with the name? All that stuff. I'll go over it quickly. So, there's 4 reasons why I started this channel. Reason number 1, about 3 years ago, I was riding my motorcycle home from work, or actually to work, and I was hit by a drunk driver. Really big deal, almost took me out. Spent a couple weeks bedridden, got a few injuries, but anyways, pretty bad time. If I would have been recording, probably would have made it a bit easier. So I always ride with a GoPro on, kind of use it as a dash cam, and yeah, it's just always good to have. You never know when something can happen. Even if you're not hit by a car, you can come across some wildlife or whatever. Reason number 2, I can look back on this footage and kind of see where I'm being slow, where I can improve, that type of thing. I commute to work and ride the same trails just about every day, so I can look back and review and see where I'm going fast, see where I made mistakes, see where I can improve, that kind of stuff. Now here's my favorite bit before we get to the trail. There we go, real sandy. There we go. Okay, that's reason number 2, so I can critique myself. Reason number 3, sort of my job. I'm the social media coordinator at my place of employment. How you doing? So, I'll talk to you in a second. It gets windy right here. Whew. It's a hot one today. But yeah, this is what I do for a living. I'm a social media coordinator, so I gotta, you know, keep tabs on all the trends and things like that. And the more time I have talking in front of a camera or working a camera, the better I'll be at work. The more practice I can get outside of work, the better I'll be at work. Reason number 4, and quite honestly the main reason, is my daughter. I got a 4-year-old daughter. Actually, she's gonna be 5 next month, and we just moved out here to beautiful Spokane about a month and a half ago. And I just, one of our favorite things to do together is ride bikes. And in fact, we signed up for some BMX racing here in a couple weeks, and I'd like to start covering that. So anyways, we're entering Whitworth University right now. But yeah, we were going on a bike ride about 3 weeks, maybe a month ago. We were just talking about our new place. We moved up here from Southern California. I lived down there the last 13 years or so, and she was just asking me what I liked about the new place and all that. She's only 4, she's only almost 5, so you know, she's still learning how to talk, how to converse, and all those things. So she asked me what I liked. So I was telling her, you know, the proximity of the trails and the cost of living is way cheaper and all that stuff. So then I asked her, what are your 2 favorite things in general? And she says, Dad, I love to shred bikes and pet kitties. So I thought that was pretty cute. I ended up getting a sticker made. I kind of do a little bit of graphic design on the side, so got that sticker made. And then I was recording all these rides, and I figured, you know what, I'll just put them on a YouTube channel. That's what I'll call it. Pretty easy name, pretty catchy, I guess. Yeah, so that's sum that up, that's 4 reasons why I'm starting this channel, why I'm recording my rides. I'm not a particularly fast guy, but hang around, you know. Maybe I'll review some of the gear I got. It's not the most expensive, it's mostly all Amazon stuff or things I got on sale. But you know, I commute an hour one way twice a day, and I got a lot to talk about. Nobody really to talk to. So, and it gives me practice. I'm not very good at talking on camera. I'm especially not good at talking my way through a trail because I'm trying to focus on riding. But we'll see how it goes. I feel it'll make me better. So anyways, thanks for coming back. If you skip to this part, I don't blame you. I'm just kind of rambling along. But here we are. We're at the north bit of Whitworth University. This is the start of the Ridgeline trail. And I'll take us up to this first left-hander here and talk about it a little bit. I hope you can see that sand. It's starting to get pretty deep. We're reaching the tail end of summer here in Spokane, and there's no moisture in the ground, so it's very sandy. So Ridgeline, according to Trailforks, and I'll put a screenshot here, like right here in the middle, right on my hand. Put that right there. That's what Trailforks says. The trail is 0.8 miles. It's not that bad. It's labeled as a blue, and right now it might be because of all the sand and the dryness, and it's pretty loose. But normally I'd say it's a green. Like I would have no problem bringing my daughter out to ride this trail, or you know, coming out on a hardtail or even a gravel bike. But 0.8 miles. It's got, if you ride it the recommended way, which is east to west, which I'm doing today, it's got 91 feet of climbing and 81 feet of descents. Those are really spread out, so it feels pretty flat. Feels like there's a lot of climbs and short little descents, but it basically follows this ridge line, and I'm guessing that's why it's called Ridgeline. The southern ridge line, you got the power lines right here in front of us that run east-west. Pretty easy to find. I come in down there on the northeast corner of the Whitworth University property, and I just take this paved road up and you jump on Ridgeline right back there. So I'll run us through the trail, just kind of talk about it. I'll do the full trail today. I usually don't, but just in case you're thinking of coming out here, or you're a student at this college and you like to ride mountain bikes, you know, you get to review. I don't really know of any other colleges that have a trail system surrounding them. It's pretty cool, and I really could not ask for a better commute. So just hang on and enjoy. Here we go. On the e-bike today. Usually run it in eco mode with the lowest power. Not a big deal. So yeah, Ridgeline starts with, if you're going west, it's basically a ton of little switchbacks. There's really no berms. I don't know if there used to be berms and they just kind of blew out, but I'm not going to go too fast because of the sand. It's really loose. If you go off here on the edge, it's not that bad. You can stop. It's not like it's a cliff or anything like that. So yeah, while you're heading westbound, it's just a series of lefts and rights and lefts and rights. Try to pick the speed up a little bit here. Here's the first kind of descent. You can see that concrete thing, that's a little drop. I usually take that, but I'm going to skip it today. And I'm going to follow Ridgeline around, which is right here. Kind of drops down, still sandy, real sandy. Sand pit right there, actually. The Ridgeline comes. Here's a little bit of descent right by the disc golf course. And you come back up and a little bit of climbing. Not bad. It's pretty fun. Where the trail isn't covered in sand, it's covered in pine needles and pine cones, which if you've never hit those, they're pretty slippery too. So be careful if you're coming out here and it hasn't rained in a while. I almost lost the front right there. And as you're probably seeing, it's a bit overgrown too. According to Trail Forks, these trails are maintained by the college students. Little across the road right there. Maintained by the college students. I don't know if they do it really well. There's a little bump here, but it's all pine needles. You gotta be careful. I've been riding these trails for a couple months now, and I haven't seen anything done really, except for my tire tracks. So, let's climb back up. Here we go. Yeah, it just follows the ridge. It does exactly what it's called. No jumps, no wood features, nothing like that, but as you can see, it is clearly marked, so you can't really miss it. Well, here we go. Starting to get a little tired. Took about 3 days off the bike. That's the longest break I've taken in a while. So I'm feeling it. But Ridgeline's pretty easy. And you just get killer views of the north end of Spokane up here. Nice little downhill. Flattens out. And then you get into the trees. Young trees. Real tight. Watch your entry speed coming into here, because it just kind of S-turns. And there you go. That's about it. Coming up on the end, and I'll tell you where the trail stops. But yeah, you're kind of behind these neighborhoods over here. And that's the end. So there you have it, Ridgeline. I'm gonna keep this on the whole way home, so you're welcome to stick with me. I will keep talking. But yeah, Ridgeline, just to recap, 91 feet of climbing, 81 feet of descents. Not too difficult. A little bit sandy right now because we're at the end of summer. And then a bunch of pine needles across the trail, but it's fun. I hit it every day. Really haven't had any close calls yet. And I've never run into another person out here. Right in these trails, I've always been by myself. Which is pretty cool. It's like a private little trail system. So for Ridgeline, I don't know if I necessarily load my bikes up and come out here for a day of riding. But if you're over here at Whitworth and you're in college and you're studying, I would suggest, you know, instead of drinking with the homies on the weekend, just come hit a trail. Keep up your fitness and have a lot of fun doing it. Spokane is where it's at when it comes to mountain biking. if you're one of those college kids over there, you know, come ride a mountain bike. I know the school's got them. Saw it on a video. But I also couldn't find a single video on YouTube that reviews these trails. Yeah, anyway, that's it. You can kick this video if you want. Kick it off. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. But if you stick around, I appreciate that too. I need somebody to talk to. And if I'm not talking to you, maybe one day when I'm no longer around, whatever, my daughter will watch these. And she'll be able to look back on it and be proud. We really enjoy riding together. It's a good time. Alright, so if you are sticking around, I usually come up this way every day. And right here is like a football field. Do some wheelie practice. I'm not very good at wheelies, but it's a good time. It's just a good spot to do it too. It's quiet. There aren't always college students out here, so most of the time you're by yourself, nice and quiet, and the grass is really well maintained, nice and soft. So if you end up falling, it ain't gonna hurt that bad. Just come back here and practice wheelies for half hour to an hour. But I'll kick this off. You don't gotta see all this. I'll pick it back up after a little bit of practice. I'm getting a little tired. I don't know if you heard before, today is pretty hot. So the beginning of September, summer's refusing to let go. It's about 90, low 90s, 94 or something here in Spokane, Washington. So I'm getting a little sweaty. There we go, that one was okay. Rode it out a bit, feathered a brake. End on a good note, you know. Anytime you go and practice, you always want to end with a good one. Yeah, here we are, Whitworth University. And yeah, I'm just gonna carry on and get home, but I'll keep talking to y'all. So yeah, why Spokane? Spokane, got a little bit of family up here. I got a cousin and stuff. That's not really the reason. My job is the main reason. Been trying to get up here. It's the only place my agency has an office. A town in Washington, like a main town. Took me about 6 years of constantly trying to finally get up here. Really lengthy interview process and things like that. But yeah. Spent some summers up here as a kid. It's a good time. I love it up here. It's much cheaper. People are much nicer. And I come from Southern California, where it's like true Darwinism down there. Every man for himself. And there's a different pace to life out here. It's less than half the price Southern California living. And I grew up riding dirt bikes. You know, as a kid, started with the BMX. Here's a staircase. Nice. Started riding BMX as a kid, usually skate parks, never raced them. Grew up, had a dirt bike basically my whole life, all through high school, but I just grown up on two wheels. And I still don't consider myself very good. I'm good enough to teach my daughter some stuff. But yeah, as far as cycling goes, started off doing street BMX, skate parks, things like that. And also I'm 35 years old, so this was a while ago. This is back before small chain rings were normal. And slammed seats. But yeah, BMX. Got a mountain bike when they started getting popular back then. This must have been, oh, they're gonna stop for me. See, that's the thing, that's confuses me. That would not happen in Southern California. They just mow you down. Here they stop for you and they don't even have a stop sign. It's cool, it still surprises me. But yeah, got into mountain bikes pretty young. Then I got a dirt bike. Spent a lot of time on a dirt bike. While I had the dirt bike, I mean, this is probably middle of high school, I always had a BMX, just, you know, for those skate park trips. I got into riding fixies, fixed gears, like road bikes. And that was a lot of fun. I had a group of friends that did it. We didn't just go out to beat our personal best and, you know, the stuff that road bikers do. We had fun doing a lot of stupid stuff, weaving around in traffic, cutting down alleys as fast as you can go, that kind of thing. So yeah, I moved to Southern California. Didn't have anything. I had a sport bike at the time, but I didn't really ride it. I was focused on work. And then I got a downhill bike. Cost just as much as a dirt bike, which that was a really good time. Did that for a little while. But down there wasn't a whole lot of downhill. There was a lift park, but it was about 3 hours away from my house. And I had one friend that rode with me for a little bit and he quit pretty early on. So I wasn't gonna go by myself. So I sold that. But yeah, I was bikeless for a while. Then I started getting into more motorcycle things. Dual sports, enduro bikes, that type of thing. That's really big. Southern California, big adventure bikes. Tried that for a little while. Wasn't a whole lot of fun. I always wanted to jump, you know. I always wanted to do wheelies and jump, and you take a big adventure bike on a single track and it's not very fun. They're not really designed for that. You can do it, but you're not gonna have fun. So yeah, had those for a while. And then the last time I had motorcycles, I had a dirt bike and a Grom, which is like a little scooter. And that thing was fun. And that's what I got hit on by that drunk driver. Totaled that, so then I was without a bike again. Had my daughter, and I always knew that she was gonna ride. As soon as she started riding at about, you know, a little before 2 years old. Here's my little half pipe on the way home. Made out of grass. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, my daughter started riding really young. She's had the balance bikes and the Stay Six and all that stuff, and because she's on a balance bike, she's not very fast. So I bought a street trials bike. And if you don't know what that is, I highly suggest you look into it. When it comes to two-wheel control, especially slow speed, that's where it's at. That's where you learn that stuff. So yeah, right now I have trials bike, and I have my enduro e-bike that I commute with. My trials bike is a Inspired Flow. It's like an entry model, but it's good enough. It's a good time. Doesn't go very fast, but then again, it's all about slow speed control, balancing on the back wheel, doing endos. You know, you basically ride those like a unicycle. You rarely have both tires down on the ground at the same time. But anyways, I'm about home. This about wraps this up. If you've stuck around the whole time, I really appreciate it. But again, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you didn't. This is mainly for me and my daughter.